I'm Nancy Norman with Weekly Wisdom. Have you ever wanted to change another person? Have you ever thought, if that other person, if I could just fix him or fix her or fix them, then, well, I'm sure that everything would be perfect and we could live happily ever after. Or we could say, if I could just fix my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, my aunt, my uncle, my cousin, if they could just change, then we could have a happy family life. Oh, our life would be so much better. The relationships would be fabulous. Well, let me tell you about the desire to change another person. I lived in South America for many years, and every year, every summer, we would come up to the States. I'd always find a Unity church or religious science church and go to that church for as long as I was in the States. Those churches always have great bookstores. And so this one day, I was rummaging through the bookstore and I found a book, a little pamphlet, just a little pamphlet that spoke to me big time. It was called How to Change Other People. How to Change Other People. It's exactly what I needed, because I was under the impression that my husband needed to make a lot of changes. Well, on my way to the cashier to pay for this little pamphlet, I began to think of some of my friends. And I thought, they could use this booklet too. So I went back to the shelf and I bought every little booklet, pamphlet that they had. It was by Raymond Charles Barker, How to Change Other People. I couldn't wait to get out to the car. I knew that I was going to find exactly what I needed on the very first page. I got out into the car, opened that bag with all those little booklets in it, and opened the Raymond Charles Barker book on how to change other people. I opened to the first page, and guess what? It was nothing like I thought it was going to be. Guess what it said? The only person you can change is yourself. The only person you can change is yourself. I had to stop trying to fix my husband, and I had to turn the attention to me. And then the work began. In the Bible, Matthew 7, verse 1 through 4, we read, "Do not judge, or you will be judged. For in the same way that you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Do not judge others, or you will be judged." Well, oftentimes it is the traits that in others that bothers us, because those are the habits and the traits we dislike in ourselves. There's a variation of the Serenity Prayer that I found very helpful at that time and continue to. It reminds me of what I need to remember. It goes like this: God, grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, the courage to change the one I can, and the wisdom to know it's me. The wisdom to know it's me. In short, we must turn to God, take a look at our own consciousness, our own beliefs, our own understandings, our own thought process. We need to take a look at that. Go within. Has nothing to do with the other person. It's us. It's us. And then we need to do what needs to be done by us. adjust our thinking, our beliefs, and our understanding, and to place ourselves, our lives, and our affairs into the loving, caring hands of God. Now, when I find that I want to change somebody, I remember, starts here, starts with me. And then I absolutely send divine love to myself, and I send love to that other person or persons who I am finding fault with. Now, there's another way that we can address this, which I love also and have used for many, many years. It was something that Emily Cady used, the early metaphysician. She found that there was a man that hadn't treated her well, and any time that she would pass him on the street, she would just turn to all nerves. She didn't feel good about herself. She felt intimidated, and she didn't like how she felt whenever she saw him. And he would continue not treat her well. And so she prayed about it, and she prayed about it, and she prayed about it, and she came up with a wonderful affirmation. I've used it for myself, and I love it. It works so well. She began to realize that there's only God, that this was a personality that she was having trouble with. But she began to see past that personality and honor the Christ or the God within that man. So whenever she was walking down the street, he was coming the other way, she would simply say, "There is no such personality as this person. There's only God." It only happened a few times. Before too long, she did not bump into him, didn't even see him. There is no such personality as this person. There's only God. There's only God. And he soon disappeared from her life. All does work out for the highest and best good when we remember it starts with us. God, grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, the courage to change the one I can't, and the wisdom to know it's me. God bless you, and have a wonderful, wonderful week.